Jaguars are a David Lynch film. Even the ones I like make me uncomfortable. They're just ridiculous. I mean, Kansas City averaged 7.6 yards a play. Before last night, a team that averaged 7.5 yards a play had won 33 straight games. I don't care what the final outcome was. Yards per play, first down, rushing, red zone. Kansas City's a better team. Patrick Mahomes did not see Devin Lloyd on a pick six. He didn't see him. Tom Brady had pick sixes, won in a Super Bowl. It happens. He did not see him. And the Jags deserve credit. Lloyd's a very good player. Right now, they lead the NFL in interceptions. I don't think it's sustainable, but that's a great play. But I was impressed with the team that lost. Kansas City, keep your eyes open for Brashard Smith, that late-round receiver kid from Miami, number 24. Keep your eye on him. Mahomes hit 8 different receivers. Mahomes, athletically, in the best shape he's been in, he looked great. I'm telling you, Kansas City's coming, and they're coming fast. And the Jaguars, I mean, they're ridiculous. They get to the 1-yard line, and they fumble. And then later, the final play of the game, a guy I love, Trevor Lawrence, is falling all over the place, tripping over his left guard. This is not sustainable. It's nonsense. I mean, they lead the NFL in takeaways. A linebacker leads the NFL in interceptions. Not sustainable. Brian Thomas, wide receiver, I don't know what's going on there. He's in a weird slump. Their head coach twice has had to apologize. They don't feel buttoned up, but they've got talent. I'm rooting for Travis Hunter, too. I've always loved Trevor Lawrence. I feel like he's the indie band. I knew him before you knew him. I saw him in high school and loved him. I still love him. He turns the ball over too much. But I look at Kansas City, and they made a lot of young guy mistakes. And this is what happens when you pay Chris Jones a ton and Mahomes a ton, and you pay Travis Kelce a ton. You get top-heavy, and you have to have inexpensive labor. And they had 13 penalties. I think they had 5 special teams penalties. They're a very young team. Andy Reid is going to coach those mistakes out of them. Jacksonville doesn't make mistakes. Falling down on the final winning play, that's just Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is actually genuinely hilarious for many reasons. One, I don't know if you guys know this, but majority of interceptions are because the quarterback doesn't see the defender. Okay, that's just typically how interceptions work. So saying, well, Patrick Mahomes just didn't see the defender. Okay, neither did Josh Allen against the Patriots. Like, I'd be like, what? What are we like? I can't believe he said that again. Because he said that in his instant reaction as well, and I just burst out laughing. And to be fair, to be clear, I think Patrick Mahomes played great that game. You know, I said that in my instant reaction. I think Patrick Mahomes played great, right? But I mean, and interceptions happen, but like to just be like, well, he didn't see him, and you know, he said, oh, and Trevor Lawrence fumbled at the 1-yard line. Patrick Mahomes to a pick six in the red zone at the 3-yard line. So, and Trevor Lawrence fumbled, which was a great play by the Chiefs, but it was on 4th down. It was just like a doer. You know, you just have to just go all out, try to get in. Again, I don't agree with the play caller, how it unfolded or how it was executed, but like it was a desperation play here. Like it was just 4th down. Just do anything you can, you know, we're going for it type of mentality. So it's a little bit different. And I agree. I think I watch that game and I say the Kansas City Chiefs are the better team. Like my takeaway from that game is not like, yeah, man, Chiefs aren't good enough. The Jags are better. Make no mistake about it. When the Chiefs were winless, when they were winless, I had them as a top team in the NFL. Winless. When Colin had them out of his hierarchy, I said, before we get started, I want to make it very clear that I would have the Kansas City Chiefs in this hierarchy. I said that week after week after week. I said it every single week that Colin did not have them in his top 10. I said that. I did that. And so I still feel that way. But we still have to tell the truth of all of this stuff right now, okay? We have to have the full, complete conversation around this, which is why Kansas City Chiefs fans, I'm telling you, you got to subscribe to me. You got to watch the full-length videos because I'm the one of the only people out there that actually tells you the complete truth. I'm one of the only people that doesn't try to troll Kansas City Chiefs fans, and I don't try to just praise and pander just for the sake of it, okay? I give you real, honest, grounded takes, okay? That is what I do here. The good, the bad, the ugly, and anything in between. If Patrick Mahomes plays okay and everyone's like, he played amazing, I'm like, I don't know. Is that really what happened? And when he throws an interception, we don't have to just say, no, it was nothing. What do you want him to do? It's like, no, let's have a conversation about it. We're here for real grounded conversations. But this is what I want to discuss with the Kansas City Chiefs here. Because they're obviously going to be better once Rashid Rice comes back, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the penalties, which is what I pointed out yesterday in my immediate reaction, was alarming. What did it ended up being, like 12 penalties for like 10 and some yards? Let's see here. Yeah, 13 penalties on for 109 yards. And then, of course, the turnover. Here's the thing about this game. Okay, there's a few things here. The biggest thing is this. We can say that this is a young team, and Andy Reid's going to coach all this stuff out of there, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The Kansas City Chiefs. And I had this take last season and this summer where I said what made the Chiefs great all these years, it wasn't necessarily their peak performances, their true greatness in terms of all the things they can do and achieve and what they're able to do on the field. It was actually all the things that they don't do. And we in our minds, we think that the way outcamped the Kansas City Chiefs won all these games and these big playoff games, etc., were like the light show from 2018 and whatnot. And that really is not the case. They obviously had their moments throughout this this dynasty and all of that. And someone like Patrick Mahomes has his moments and all that. But really what it came down to more often than not was really just the Kansas City Chiefs are just so buttoned up and execute at such an incredibly high level, which is coaching and personnel, to be fair, that it's just as soon as the other team just makes even the slightest bit of a mistake, it's like that's all the Kansas City Chiefs need. That's all the Kansas City Chiefs need. And so they just consistently just let other teams beat themselves. They're just like, we're just going to let you beat yourselves. We're not going to make any mistakes. You're going to get the dumb penalties. You're going to turn the ball over. You're going to try to go for it on 4th down and not get it and give us good field position. Like, you're just going to make the mistakes, and then we just got to execute. And then there'll be a couple times throughout a game that we just have to make sure in a gotta-have-it moment that we get it, and that's it. We're good. Game over. See you later. Goodbye. Send you home. And it's what the Kansas City Chiefs have been able to consistently do year after year after year after year after year. And so that becomes a little bit less the case right now, not only this year, but also partly last season as well. And it is weird to see because, again, I've watched so many of these Kansas City Chiefs game, and anytime I see any type of, mistake or something that just doesn't go in the favor of the opposing team, a missed field goal, missed extra point, a fumble, really whatever it may be. And it's like, all right, that's enough. The Chiefs are going to win. I mean, it's just my automatic thought when I saw the interception from Trevor Lawrence, which really should not have been an interception, as Troy Aikman and company pointed out. I'm immediately like, oh, that's the game. You had the chance. You had the chance to now go up 2 scores. You had the chance to milk the clock. You not only did you have an interception now, but now it's immediately the ball's in the red zone for the Chiefs. Touchdown, boom, tie game. Right? Like in just a snap of the fingers. Just a snap of the fingers. And it wasn't enough. And now when you're seeing other mistakes that the Chiefs have, like the kickoff penalty, like all this other stuff, you're just like, huh? The pass interference penalty. It's just like they're now a team that is also hurting themselves. They're hurting themselves. Think about the New York Giants game. The backwards passes, the fumbles, like, like all of those weird wonky moments throughout that game where it's like if you were playing a better team, you're going to lose that. If you were playing anyone but Russell Wilson and the New York Giants, you probably come away losing that game, right? And the Ravens, you know, that win now over the Ravens looks worse and worse now because the Ravens are decimated. I mean, they just got rolled by the Houston Texans. Okay. I don't know about you, but the Houston Texans haven't been playing that well, and I think the Kansas City Chiefs are much better than the Houston Texans. So it's just the Kansas City Chiefs, despite their injuries, which, again, I've said that I think that they're still a top team. They're still not playing high quality football. Patrick Mahomes, at many stretches, himself included, not lately, right? I don't look at this game and say, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes wasn't good enough." You know, he wasn't good enough. I'm actually consistent. And when all the KC fans tried to jump on Josh Allen and say, he was bad, I was like, no, the guy had the whole weight on his shoulders. What do you want him to do? And Patrick Mahomes was out there doing everything he could in this game as well. And so he deserves that benefit of the doubt. But Josh Allen did throw that red zone interception, which was going to be more on him. And Patrick Mahomes did throw not only a red zone interception, but obviously a pick six. And it's like, that's sometimes what it all comes down to. But I don't even necessarily still blame that on either Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes in that moment, because this was such a bizarrely weird game for just too many reasons to even keep up with, from the random penalties that were either called or not called. Again, a red zone pick six, then the immediate interception from Trevor Lawrence, the fumble at the goal line. I mean, Trevor falling down and then getting back up, him taking like an awful sack on the game-winning drive, the kickoff penalty. Like, it was just really just bizarre moment after bizarre moment after bizarre moment. And I can't recall. Someone help me out here. I really can't recall the last time that I saw the Kansas City Chiefs be part of that circus, honestly. Usually they buy tickets to the show, but they're usually not like part of the performance. And so just to see them kind of contribute to that, I don't know. It felt weird. It really did. The biggest benefit that the Kansas City Chiefs have right now is when you look at the standings, okay? Because if this was any other year, the Kansas City Chiefs would be in serious trouble. Serious trouble. Because if the Ravens were actually healthy and Lamar was playing and whatnot, right? If this was a normal year for the Baltimore Ravens, they obviously would not be 1-4 right now. I think that's safe to say. And if the Chargers didn't just become decimated with injuries, they would be in a much better situation. And Joe Burrow is not playing right now. That's obviously not too good for the Bengals. I mean, the Steelers right now are leading the AFC North. You have the Colts and the Jags right now, 4-1, 4-1. So under other circumstances, the Chiefs would actually be genuinely struggling to get in through the wild card when you look at the standings. But the fact that the Ravens are non-factor, the Bengals, I just don't think Jake Browning is about to lead this Bengals team to a run right now. The Chargers are legitimately decimated with injuries. They're going to continue to get more and more injured as the Chiefs get healthier and healthier. And now the Patriots, they're 3-2, right? The Bills are obviously in a great spot, but like, you know, it's just when you do the math, the Chiefs are still right there. They could still obviously even win the division, especially if the Chargers continue to get injured and just can't overcome those injuries. They're still in the position now to still win the division, but even if they don't, even if the Chargers or the Broncos can keep that gap, it's just like, you got to beat out the Bengals, the Ravens. Okay? Like, the odds there. I don't think the Texans are still a mess. They're 2-3. It's like, okay, like the Chiefs over that, the Jags and the Colts, like, yeah, the Jags have been winning. They have not been beating a lot of great teams, and it's, you know, I still don't really know who the Jags are. I'll be honest with you. And this is coming from someone who really believed in the Jags this coming season. And now that I've seen them play, I'm like, I don't know what to make of it. I honestly, genuinely don't. I do believe in the Colts, but would it shock me if the Colts win the division and we get the 1 seed or something? 2 seed, however it works out. They have a home playoff game, and they have to face the Kansas City Chiefs in the wild card round. It just wouldn't shock me to see the Kansas City Chiefs pull off that win. You know, one team has like literally just decades worth of experience, while the other team has literally zero. You know, like you know, it would be hard to really doubt the Chiefs in that situation. But you know, it's like the Dolphins are nothing, the Jets are nothing, the Raiders, fortunately for the Chiefs, are nothing. So it's just like there's so many bad teams right now that the Chiefs are still very much in play. So that's why I'm not really necessarily too concerned unless the Patriots go on a run, the Broncos go on a, you know, stay hot and they keep winning, and the Chargers keep afloat. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. The Steelers keep winning. That's 5. And the Jags and the Colts keep winning. That's 6, 7, right? Like, so that's why I'm pointing out those specific teams, because it's just like you really right now you currently need just one of those teams to backslide a little bit, and then the Chiefs to elevate, and it's just totally on the table here. It's 100%. Again, maybe if the Chargers weren't so banged up, and if you had more belief in the Broncos team right now, I could, you know, I could see it. But like I don't know. I don't know. Are the Patriots going to now win 10, 11 games? The Broncos win 10, 11 games. The Chargers win 10, 11 games. The Steelers win 10, 11 games. The Colts win 10, 11 games. The Jags win 10, 11 games. And the Chiefs only win 8 or 9. And now they miss the playoffs. I don't know, man. But like I said, the Chiefs are incredibly fortunate right now, because under any other year, the Bengals and the Ravens would obviously be much more competent of a team. It's not hard to imagine if the Ravens were actually full strength that they would have been able to beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. They would have been able to take advantage of the Chiefs not being healthy and full strength in that moment of time. That's not the hardest thing to imagine, but who knows with the Baltimore Ravens, honestly. And then the door would be starting to get more and more closed for the Chiefs right now. But I don't see that happening right now. I still very much see the floor for the Kansas City Chiefs making the playoffs, winning a playoff game, because even if they just get in through the wild card, it'll just be so fascinating, because they could get a G, you know, they could get the Steelers or someone, or the Colts. Like, you know, they'll get a game where you're kind of like, it feels like the Chiefs are maybe the better team here, right? Like, yeah, they're on the road, and you know, and and we'll technically not be favored or something, and you'll be like, yeah, feels like the Chiefs are the better team here. And then, you know, we'll all have to listen to Nick be like, they won on the road, they're amazing, and it's just like, yeah, they were clearly the better team the beginning of the season, got to the best of them, and so they were playing catch up. So I don't know. That's just the way how I'm looking at it right now. We'll see what happens against the Detroit Lions. I think that's going to be really, really fascinating game. How they look against the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions will probably be well, I guess you have the Eagles too in week 2. But the Detroit Lions will be the team that is playing the best, playing them. Maybe not the best team, but the team that's probably playing the best. But to be fair, they do have 2 new coordinators who I think have done a great job so far. But this will now be their first real test against the Kansas City Chiefs, because the Lions have been able to beat up on teams that are not so good either right now or not playing good at all, or, you know, like Ravens again, who have been a mess, et cetera, et cetera. So this will now be the Detroit Lions' best coaching battle going up against Andy and Spags. And so that's a real test for these new coaches for the Lions. It's not just roster on roster. So I'll be really, really curious to see how that looks on, you know, is that a Sunday night game? I forget, but whatever it is, that will be telling. But even again, worst case scenario, if they're 2-4, then Rashid Rice comes back. There's still plenty of wins. Seems like the Raiders are going to be good for 2 wins. Again, the Chargers are just absolutely falling apart. Not hard to imagine that you'll be able to get a win with the Chargers, even if you just split with the Bronco. Again, it's just like boom, that you're already back to now being, you know, a game or so above 500, right? Like you're You're already right there, and then all you do is just need the Patriots or the Jags to slip, and it's like, okay, good, boom. Now, here we are. Or again, the division is still in balance, and unless the Broncos keep winning, so it'll be interesting. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Kansas City Chiefs falling to the Jacksonville Jaguars? Big money Trevor Lawrence out there, Mr. Sunshine himself. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.